What's going on, everybody? It's me, PR. I am me, coming back with another episode. I am here with Leeboy. Tell the people what's up.
What's up, y'all? Leeboy TV in the building, back with another episode of the Prime Nostalgia Podcast. Hope everybody's feeling blessed and highly favored out there. What's up, Prime?
So, I, I, I'm not gonna lie. I seen this topic on the Shade Room, and I was like, "That sounds like an episode we can do." So that's why we got this episode today.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, doing the research for this was kind of fun. I didn't realize there were so many groups out here that fit this criteria, so many great groups. So we'll see if we have some names in common and how many names that we have that are particular to our list. But yes, you want to introduce the topic to the listeners?
So we're going to be talking about our favorite trios of music, most notably R&B. But like, there are so many that went from 4 to 3, which
Right.
I kind of made a separate ish list depending on what was the criteria, which we had none, but I kind of made a separate-ish list just because of whatever. But how do you feel about this topic?
Well, I mean, some of these groups are actually some of my favorite groups of all time. So it was dope to, categorize them this way because usually, you just talk about groups, whether it be four, five, two, or three, I guess up to anywhere more than two is a group. I mean, if you're talking technical. So to break it down into trios, you get a little smaller of a sample size. And so you really have to put some of these best groups up against each other, and so we'll see which groups prevail on our particular list. But in general, yeah, it was just great going down memory lane, like looking at some of the great groups that we'll probably discuss today.
Okay, so this time we're not doing a 5, we're not doing a 10, we're only doing 3 because that makes sense. So, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Well, it's just an introduction before you blow your mind. The show is all of that, and yes, we do it all. And I creep, yeah, just
Wow.
keep it
Okay.
on. Oh, look, I'm doing a mix. Look, don't go chasing water. To stick to the look, I just messed up the words. Please stick to the river and the link to you. So,
before we go further, I will say
girl,
that it's
I
higher on my
don't
list.
want no scum. Girl is a guy, don't get no love from me. And remember the Pigeons remix? Man, that was a joint. But no.
Before you go further, that is higher on my list. So
Look, I didn't went through the whole mix.
you can go through the mix in a little bit, but
Yeah, so
TLC for people that
if
didn't
you guys
understand
don't
us,
know, yeah, TLC is
and the
number
references, yeah,
three on my
TLC.
list since I threw out like 5 of their top tracks. But yeah, so TLC higher on your list. I guess that we could just hop straight on to your number 3 then, and just get mine on out of here. But
All right,
so what you got at number then 3 then?
my number 3 is it went from 4 to 3, but then I think the 3 was better than the 4. I got Destiny's Child.
Oh, see, that's higher on my list. Look.
Really? Oh, all right.
Okay, I mean, are we just gonna switch and start them now? Was
I
that what's
guess
going
so.
on?
What
It's gonna be a short episode.
it definitely is. Like, what is your number 2?
So number 2, I actually I had Destiny's Child at number 2.
Yeah, what?
I had Destiny's Child at number 2.
All right, so we can talk about it.
So yeah, we could
Yes,
talk about it
look,
now.
they had 4, but that was better when they went to 3. It's when they got all their notable hits. Uh,
What?
arguably,
So
arguably.
wait, before Michelle though, was it 4 in both of the iterations of Destiny's Child before that? Because she was one of the 4, right? And then they kicked out one of the newer ads. Look, can you remember how it goes chronologically? Because like
I know
Latavia,
Latoya was with it,
Latavia, and Latoya, all of them look.
and then the other girl, I didn't even know she was in it until Smart Guy. They was on Smart Guy together. I was like, dang, who was this other sports chick? I don't know. And then of course it came down to just 3. So,
Yeah, so I mean, and they was popping in the beginning when we first met them. I think it was Bills. I believe there was four of them. There was four of them then when they came on all that. And funny story, like I had an opportunity to take a picture with them with Beyonce and do my usual thing after our live shows. And I was kind of like, I don't really care that much. Like who is it? Beyonce and who was it? Kels Mitchell. Look, we already got a Kel here. I don't know what's really going on. I literally kind of just blew them off, bro. If I could take back that moment and have that picture again, man, I would give a limb for that right now to meet Beyonce. But
I gotta imagine let's do that pictures with everybody. Now all of a sudden, you don't got big. Come on, man.
Look, Deborah Cox, all of them. I was taking pictures left and right, but Destiny's Child, I was like, it was like their first single, man, and I really just didn't care. And they was on set with Wyclef Jean, so they came in the same time as Wyclef Jean. I don't know if you remember, he was on the remix. I think he was like low key managing them a little bit. Obviously, their dad was always in the picture, but it may have been like a single deal or something, but he had something to do with their development at the time. And, I was just all about Wyclef. The Fugees and Lauryn Hill was hot at that time. And I just walked right past Beyonce like a fool, like a damn fool.
What is your favorite song?
You know what? I really liked Soulja. I really liked Bootylicious is up there. Bootylicious, Soulja. I like bills too. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobile bills? Look, I don't make you do. Look, they got a lot of joints, man. And what they did obviously set up for Beyonce's career. The day that Beyonce went solo, I think it was Crazy and Dangerously in Love, Crazy in Love.
Crazy.
Yeah, Crazy in Love. I remember I skipped school to get her solo album, and I was banging that from beginning to end. And it was based on what she had done with Destiny's Child, and we've seen like some of their iconic performances on here as far as their ability to dance and everything. Like those girls literally had a crazy talent within all the iterations. But like you said, this trio was the perfect, I think, evolution of Destiny's Child, and it comes in the era of Soulja. I don't know why. I just like the beat on that. But
okay,
what's your favorite?
Well, okay. Aside from one of the members falling almost every performance,
who, Michelle? It has to be Michelle. Look,
you said what?
It has to be Michelle. That's always falling, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes, all the time. Yes, there's like a 10-minute video of just her falling.
Lord.
But I think it's good. I think what's the song? I think I only like this song because of this one performance they did at Coachella. It's the Lose My Breath. Right? Is that the yeah, lose my, yeah.
Oh, you can lose my breath. That one.
I don't even know the whole song. I just know that one part that they did at Coachella. I was like, that's the only reason I like this. So
yeah, how many albums? They had so many albums, tons of jams, tons of girl anthems, dance anthems, and cultural anthems. And like I said, it just put Beyonce up there. Without Destiny's Child, there is no Beyonce. In my opinion, I don't think she would have popped as much just on her solo, especially at that young age. But obviously, she was always a standout. And the Destiny's Child era is real, man.
Are we on my number?
I think we're on. So, is your number 2 TLC?
Yes.
All right, so yeah, we're on my 3 and your number 2. So I guess we could just go ahead and have a TLC fan fest real quick.
Go ahead. You wanted to get into it first doing the whole melody, so you talk about it.
I mean, when it comes down to Creep, to Red Light Special, to Chasing Waterfalls, to Scrubs, and then obviously the All That intro. I mean, this group TLC was just, they were crazy, sexy, cool as we knew them. Literally loved each one of them at different times in my life. I always thought Chili was my favorite for this reason. T-Boz was my favorite for that reason. And then Left Eye was just dope as hell and super talented and
I
crazy.
sound like a hater if I say I don't get the T-Boss thing, but
You know what? For me, it was her voice back in the day.
that's what.
That's what you don't like?
Yes.
The second time I
No,
love
she has a
you.
good voice, but it sounds like a cigarette smoker or something.
Yes.
So
Yeah, she had the bass definitely going. And I guess I was like a light, alto back then. Like I had a little bit of squeaky voice, so I was like hitting the same notes as T-Boz, like struggling to get my voice that deep. And so that was probably part of like the upbringing, is like I was singing her lead vocals, and then Chili would just come, Chili, she just is what she is. You already know what's going on with that. And then man, Left Eye, she just had a crazy flow. Like I never knew that she was from. It took me a long time to know that she was from Atlanta, because she just had a crazy way with words. Was it apparent to
tell
you?
that you can
Was
tell that off the bat.
See, I didn't. It wasn't apparent to
I mean,
me.
look, to your credit, you haven't been there probably in
Mhm.
a while or whatever, or you just getting here now, so you probably can see it now, but
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
then you probably was like,
I didn't know. I just know she was coming out with the flow that was like, okay, like, but now looking back, you can see like her influences from like Andre 3000 and probably artists like that. But in general, like they just had this crazy aura, the three of them, and just putting them together, it was a perfect, they were perfect for the 90s as far as like their personas, their videos, the colors, and the fun that they had, but then also they were uber talented, all three of them, and they made a great trio all together. So yeah, man. I mean, and the hits don't stop when it comes to TLC. So you gotta show love to them, and rest in peace, of course, to Left Eye, Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
so as far as songs are concerned, what is your some of your favorites?
I mean, most of the ones that I mentioned, I would definitely say, um, I'm a real, you know what? I'm gonna just, I love Chris Brown. I get in my R&B bag, and I'm gonna just say Red Light Special, man, because that is just like, I don't know. I just felt grown up watching it. Like I just remember that video, and it just gives you a different side of them. So that was definitely way up there for me. I mean, the Scrubs and No Pigeons era definitely was just like a cultural phenomenon, and it was something that you looked at and you were just like, it was just bigger than life. So although I was like took offense because I was something like a scrub during that time, it was definitely something that I still played for whatever reason, not sure why. But then the verse, can you throw out the verse on all that intro? I mean, completely, is all three of them. Lisa takes over as the lead in it, and it's just like one of the best show intro themes of all time. So there's, what can you say bad about it? I don't know. It's definitely would be on their list of, if they had a top 20 list of hits, if they were doing verses right now, I guarantee all that theme. Well, it might make it. It might make it. I think it should.
I mean, if they play it, they know that they will win that round, pretty
Right.
much. So, um, I
What are
think
some of
mine
your
is Scrub just because of that one part that Chili says in the beginning. I guess I watched it live so many times of how they do it. That part I just like. So, other than that, I don't know. I don't want to say be cliche and say waterfall, but I mean, it's a, I mean, come on.
I mean, waterfalls. I'm looking at them now. Ooh, one I forgot about. What about your friends? That was a banger.
Yeah.
I said
Ain't
creep.
what's it called? Is it called Ain't Too Proud like the same as the Temptations, or is it different?
Ain't too proud to beg. Yep.
Well, with twos, right? With
With twos.
number twos.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was a joint. Um, yeah, they had so many joints.
You know, we are getting through this pretty fast. We're already on honorable mentions, but
But yeah,
what are some of yours? I got like four. So what are some of yours?
man, and I'll start off with a group that I said earlier. They're not technically an R&B group, but they do have an R&B singer, one or two, and that is the Fugees. Um,
Mm,
if you, I mean, if
okay.
you count Lauryn Hill as making it R&B, then they definitely got a whole lot of bangers. And then obviously they have their solo careers. I mean, Pras has a solo career too, but not as big as Wyclef and Lauryn Hill. But I always talk about Lauryn Hill being one of my favorite artists of all time, just because she's one of the most talented people I think that's ever graced the mic and wrote lyrics from both rapping and singing. She's has an amazing way with words, and shout out to her and all anybody that helped her produce any of the content and the projects that she was able to put out during her career. But yeah, I got the Fugees to start off my honorable mention. Should I keep going through?
Um, so I have a few, but some of these are like some of these could have been higher, definitely, and some of these could have been lower, definitely. But I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna say the OJ's. Uh, just randomly watching their backstabbers and a couple other performances. Like, come on now.
I mean, when you research this topic, OJs are definitely high on that list. And they get a lot of respect obviously in the grown and sexy community, but they just didn't end up on my list because I have another grown and sexy uh a pick that I love a little bit more. But the OJs, yeah, backstabbers, that's a 100% classic. 100% classic. What are some of the other hits that people might be familiar with?
You said from the OJ's,
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven,
Mm.
For the Love of Money, uh,
Ooh, I love
Love
music.
Train, People
I
Get
love
Ready.
I love music. Um, the Eric Sermon sample.
I think their like number one hit may be For the Love of Money, but then it might be Bad Stackers. I'm not quite sure which one. Or Stairway to Heaven. They got a lot.
Love Train.
Yep. They got a lot, man. They got a lot. I just
Yeah, for the love of, if I was picking between, yeah, between their hits, I would go with For the Love of Money or Backstabbers. Like those two, like especially like yeah, my dad's culture, what he grew up listening to, I think he wanted to put me onto those because those are like the gangster hits, like from back in the days for sure. Those are the ones. Honorable mentions. I got next I got another group that kind of crossed the, they kind of crossed the plains over into rap a little bit. And they even switched the name of their group to reflect, them growing up. And this is Immature slash IMX. Now, this was when I first was able to buy, I think
this
I
is
had
all you, by the way. So I have no input in this at all.
Oh man. So yeah, when I first bought a CD, I think I went, this is the first trip I ever had going down to buy some CDs. My dad gave me some money. I was actually able to pick for myself. IMX was in that list. I got IMX. Well, it was Immature then. And this was I Will Never Lie Again. I will never lie, cause you
All right,
will
Steve Harvey.
always be my friend. You always be my friend. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm telling you, they was professional beggars in '94. Look, they could do
You are definitely being Steve Harvey right
it. Hey, I can't wait. Yeah, if IMX got a versus, let me host that thing for sure. I'll be up there with yeah, I definitely won't be in my top hat and a big suit. It'll be like overalls and backwards skull caps and crazy stuff.
Immature had confused me one time on Sister Sister. I'm not gonna lie, because Roger is Marquise Houston. He's
Right.
in the group, and like one episode, it was like Roger went to the bathroom, and the dude from Immature supposedly came out, and I was like, "Is that not Roger?" I didn't understand, but I guess it was a real thing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I don't know if this is higher on your list, probably not. But SWV.
Now SWV is on my honorable mention list.
All right, good. I mean, they are good, but then again, I only know like 4 songs from them.
I mean, for me, it
4
really
great songs, but still 4 songs.
it really wasn't them. It was just the other groups that were ahead of them. It was like, can I really put them ahead of Destiny's Child or TLC? I would just wasn't prepared to do that. I think some of their songs are absolutely even bigger than songs from Destiny's Child and TLC, maybe. They got some huge songs. But Weak, um, You're Always on My Mind,
I told you.
Rain, I'm So Into You, like, I mean, especially Weak. I think those songs definitely can stand with some of the songs from Destiny's Child on TLC, but as a collective, I just think they're just not as strong. I also have, as right there, I have In Vogue right there as well. I don't know if they could be a trio. They were a trio at
I
times.
mean, I think they are better with four members, but their trio works good too.
Yeah, so I had SWV tied with In Vogue as my official number 4 honorable mention, right on the cusp. I couldn't choose between them. I think they would have actually made a really great versus, but it's going to end up being SWV versus Escape.
But you said who would have made a good versus?
SWV and In Vogue.
That's a no contest, but all right.
What for In Vogue?
In Vogue has way better catalog. Not to say that SWV don't, but like when you get caught up on the 4 songs, after that it kind of dies down, and then In Vogue still coming with hits.
Yeah, I just think the SWV is going to do exactly what we know In Vogue will do to SWV. They're going to do that to Escape, I think. So I don't know, but
Yeah, I honestly don't understand that, and I'm not going. I don't understand. I would have put Escape with In Vogue, because SWV. Now, if we're talking about performing, then I would take SWV over Escape. Talk about performing and how the songs sound live and all that, I would take them. But when we talk about just hits, playing 20 songs, we can't even name 5 SWV songs, let alone 20. So I'm just saying. Who else I got on my? I'm not. So your number 1 could be of 2 groups, and I have one of them. So I'm gonna just say when I think yours is not. I'm gonna say Guy.
Guy is not my number 1.
Okay, good. So we can
talk Guy.
Yeah. I got good hits. All right. I don't know why they not somewhere doing the verse. I would see like a Guy with Blackstreet verse. I don't know what a whole Teddy himself versus or something now. But yeah.
So
Guy,
who was all in Guy?
Teddy Riley, Aaron Hall, and Damien
Hall. Okay.
Which I always ask this question because I don't. It is a trio, but it's one dude singing, one dude playing the keyboard, and then one dude playing the drums. But that is a group, but it's like one dude in the fourth.
Right. Nah, I mean, and they got some super jams. Just looking at their list of songs,
Yeah, you got Groove, you got Teddy's Jam, all 5 of them, or however many there is.
Let's Chill.
You got they got a lot of slow songs. and they got a lot of fast
I
songs.
want to get
They
with
got I
you.
like. Come on
Oh
now.
yeah. Now that's see, look, those are like the swing songs that really, man, those put me back into those times that were so fire. Yeah, I like is
See,
a joint.
I mean, I would say my favorite song is probably I like, just because of the beat, the I like or group
I
me.
like.
But I can't think of group me nowadays without thinking of that versus battle that they did the first time and it was messing up. So I that's all I could think of.
All right, so yeah, that's the honorable mentions. I mean, you guys heard it. We got this SWV slash In Vogue. We talked about Fuji's. We talked about IMX. Who are some of your honorable mentions that you mentioned?
OJ's, SWV, like I said, Guy.
And then in the beginning, in our original countdown to number one, we both had number three and number two. We had the same names in opposite spots. I had TLC at number three, Destiny's Child at number two. You had it opposite with TLC at number two, Destiny's Child is number three. So we really only talked about those two groups as far as our main list, which yeah, I'm excited to see where we're gonna go with this last slot. And I'll go ahead and start off in my number one spot as far as trios. And I think I've mentioned this a couple times on the episodes. Not sure, but one of my favorite groups, actually, I've said this is my favorite group of all time. I think I said that, or it's at least up there, is them Isley brothers. Them Emin effing Isleys.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay. Okay.
them Isley brothers. I mean, we just saw them go off in the verses, and we've been talking verses this whole episode. They tore it down, going up against Earth, Wind, and Fire. Who won? Doesn't even matter. The culture won with that one. We seen, Ronald Isley come out with the grays and come out with, oh, actually, it wasn't no gray up here. All the gray was down here in the beard, and all the young ladies was going crazy. And he brought back the culture for the guys of the 60s. And I mean, this group started back in the 50s and the 60s. They've been going for about 6 decades. And then all the stuff he did is Mr. Big going up against R. Kelly and just his style, man. And then when you come to the hits of the Isleys, oh man, they go
Boom,
back
boom, boom.
they go back so many decades, like we said, from the shouts to the twisting shouts to the Forever My Lady, and oh, not Forever My Lady, excuse me, Between the Sheets. Look, I didn't threw Casey and JoJo in there. So Between the Sheets is Between the Sheets. I'll just stop right there. I think it's just one of the best songs of all time. The beat has been sampled so many times,
Mm-hmm.
and it just gives you that, that growing sexy feeling that the Isleys are well known for. And then and I said Forever My Lady, but what I had on my mind is Who's That Lady? Because it's the guitar solos for me. The guitar solos, I could literally riff that thing. I could riff the whole 18 minutes of that. It's actually about 8 minutes. But at one time in my life, I used to just listen to that instrumental and that riff over and over again. I mean, it's literally timeless. It's timeless, and it gives you a extra boost of soul. That's what the Isley brothers, they have that cool soul though. It's not manufactured soul. It's not in your face like the way you might think of James Brown. Who got soul? Like he's like, okay, you got soul, but the way the Isleys just did it so smooth, man. There's just something about them, and then obviously their longevity as a career that attracts them to me. And like I said, they're one of my favorite groups of all time, and for me, best trio musically. I mean, this is like 60 years now, 65 years. Oh yeah, I mean, the best beat is Between the Sheets. That is the best beat. If you throw that on right now, you can freestyle to it, you can freak to it, you can dance to it.
I
You
don't
could
know. I kind of got. I don't know if I disagree or if I just got two different choices.
Not to, yeah, to me it's that boom doom. I mean, it's just so funky. But then if you go back to the 50s, you got not only twist and shout, but they got shout as well, right? You make me want to shout, throw your hands back and shout, throw your hands left and shout, throw your hands back and shout. Come on now. Like, I mean, I wasn't even born back then, but I could tell that was a damn groove. If that shit came on right now in the club, oh Lord, look, the feet is moving. And that's what I can appreciate from these guys is they, no matter the era, you can tell that they were getting with the times and getting people moving in all eras, all the way back to shout. But yeah, my personal favorites, like I said, are Who's That Lady and Between the Sheets, and specifically too what Kendrick Lamar sampled, I believe was from Who's That Lady with the blacker the berry, sweeter the juice. And that whole single, like it just kept the momentum going. And there's been so many samples from the Isley brothers that just like turn up new grooves for them. So it's never going to stop with them, and they are like the forefathers of a lot of the music that still becomes popular today.
I still think either It's Your Thing. It's probably the most funkiest.
Okay. Do
And
what
then
you
for
want to do.
like beats, I'd probably say Footsteps. Maybe
Okay.
those two for me.
Now, It's Your Thing is definitely hella funky. Now, that's some funk. Like, and just another testament to, like I said, them switching it up to the funk, because that's not their how they really started off as far as their origins. But they could slide right into the funk, they could slide right into the soul, to traditional R&B, and then all the way up to this new version of R&B that's hip hop oriented as well. Just kudos and flowers.
Yeah, and if we count anything, can we count that one small verse in Contagious? Just the one small verse.
Yeah.
Just that one.
You're contagious. Touch me,
Um,
baby. Give me all that you got. But him and R. Kelly are meant to, we can't get on R. Kelly and give him no praise, but they did some damn things, man. They did their damn thing. Just too bad it just wasn't marred with all the controversy, but yeah, they
now,
had a run.
so for my honorable mention, I left one out because I thought you was gonna say uh Boys to Men, but you didn't.
I'm never as big as on Boys to Men as you, man.
Anyways, my number one is what do you think my number one is before you even get it? Who do you think my number one is?
Oh, I was gonna say Boys to Men, but is it? So it's not them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we missing here?
All right, I'm gonna just go into it. It's Bell Bill DeVoe.
Oh,
I mean,
BBD. Yeah,
this,
BBD.
this
I
is a
mean,
trio that changed a whole culture and nobody barely knows it. It's like they left the tags on. They started almost a baggy culture of the overalls performing, which then TLC picked up. They started the bench match sneakers or the boot sneakers or leaving the tags on the clothes when you buy it or whatever. It was kind of like the innovators. They even had I can't even think of it. They kind of had the Boys to Men style as well, almost with I don't want to say the dress shirts, but the dress shirts and the shorts and then the sneakers. And then I feel like a lot of 90s or early 2000s, you know how they got the videos of them in the basketball jerseys and with the headbands and the things on the eye, like kind of like a Nelly music video. Where do you think they got it from? Hey, you got it
okay.
from BT. Yeah, man. So yeah, they were a step, and then they were like New Jack Swing, R&B, and then hip hop and rap. So you know,
No, they definitely, yeah, like you said, they definitely are forefathers to what TLC did, 100%. And I always love that fusion of rap and R&B. It goes well together. It goes well together, and you know, that definitely influence IMX in that fashion as well. You always need the edge along with the singers in the group, and you get something special. BBD, they deserve all the flowers that they get as far as being the forefathers of those type of fusions.
Come on now. What they have arguably the top 5, maybe top 10 songs in history, arguably. So, people can argue it's top 10, top 5. Some people say more or less, maybe top 20. I think in the list, whoever listed this, it was listed in the top 10 of favorite songs or best songs, so whatever the category.
We're talking about Poison.
Yes.
Yes. Just making sure.
Yes. Yeah. Now the other songs are good, but their other songs are not. They came out swinging, and it helped them and hurt them because they could not redo that, but they were still good. But that's your first song ever recorded, ever, as a group. And
yeah, that's a high bar to set. And I definitely like Do Me. Definitely Poison is the number one.
They got a lot of underrated ones though. They got like a song called Dope. They got a Word to the Mother. They got Something in Your Eyes. They got a lot of undercover songs. Gangsta. I Thought It Was Me. When I See You Smiling. They got a lot of songs that are like up and down, underrated because they always went back to New Edition when whatever. So I like it. And then they got so famous to where their background dancers got famous, which they just did like a whole 30-minute documentary video on just their background dancers of how they changed the culture for background dancers and just dancers in general. So yeah, that's like how you're so popular that your background dancers are even popular. That's big. So tell everybody where to find you.
Well, you know where you can find me. If not, I'm about to tell you right now on LeeboyTV.com. Also at Leeboy TV on all my socials. Definitely make sure to check out my TeePublic store where you can find some dope nostalgia themed tees, including my all swag, customized merch. Also, the Leeboy TV logo is up there as well. But yeah, show some love and support to your boy. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the likes.
Hey, y'all know where to follow me. Do I even have to say it anymore? Like, do we still have to say like follow us and like go to Apple and like leave a comment? And,
I guess though, because they're barely doing it. Look. Come on, y'all, get it on it so we don't gotta say it no more.
Yes. How would you feel we have to tease? Well, we do kind of tell you every episode where to find us. Yeah, still, you should do it. Like, come on.
And then for this next episode, we might be together. We might have some coming your way, y'all. So make sure you tune in. Check out our lives. Make sure you do follow us because we could be updating y'all. And maybe you could see these mugs in the same screen, in the same atmosphere this time around.
But follow us at Prime Nostalgia Pod and P Nostalgia Pod on both, please. And leave a review, please, because why? Okay, should we do something for them to leave a review? Like, what should we do?
I don't know. Like, can y'all just, if y'all want to come be on the show, leave a review and you can be on the show.
Okay. They can request a movie for us to watch. Or
there you go. Yes, and we will try to get to it as soon as you leave the comment with 5 stars. It gotta be next to 5 stars though.
Long as it's not big business, we're good.
Don't be hating.
Or license to drive, we're good.
All right.
So that's it. Do you want to take us out since we liking to say it? You want to do it?
And prime time is all the time, baby.
That's it.